Hello and welcome back to day 6 of Improve Your Kizomba in 10 days. Today we are going to be integrating a secondary hip action. So up until this point we've been working with this piston action, which is dependent on the angle of the knees to move the hips. And today we're going to be integrating a pendulum action, which uses more the obliques, the abs, and the back muscles to move the hips. And I'm going to show you how to create that action and also how we integrate it into basic steps in our Kizomba dancing, okay? So we're gonna start just reminding ourselves again what the piston action is. So like I said in the first class, this action is bending one knee and straightening the other to create an angle in the hips. And this angle is very clear, just moving like a seesaw up and down. So as I've said in other classes, we're trying not to twist. We're trying not to do like a figure eight of any kind. We really are trying to create a clean tilting action in the hips. One side goes up, one side goes down, and I am placing my weight over the bent knee. So when I bend my knee, my weight pours down toward that leg and the opposite side of the hip lifts, okay? This is very important to remember. This is what creates the piston action as we go into the pendulum so that you don't get confused and you are able to differentiate between the two. So the foot that I'm putting my weight on, the opposite hip is lifting as high as it can go. I place my weight, the hip lifts on the opposite side, okay? By now you should be pretty comfortable with that action. Now, when we are doing the pendulum action, the first difference is we are going to have two bent knees because now the angle in our hips is not going to depend on the knees. It's going to depend on crunching the obliques, okay? So whereas the piston action is doing this kind of up and over seesaw action, we'll want to think that the pendulum is swinging down to swing up and down to swing up like a pendulum, okay? So we're going to start by bending our knees. Now we're going to drop the pelvis, the tailbone down to then swing up on one side, and then the tailbone drops down to swing up on the other side. So very important that we don't do this because then we aren't getting a pendulum action. We're getting kind of this gliding side to side action. So the dropping down into neutral is a very important piece of this that a lot of people tend to leave out in the beginning, okay? So that's the first distinction, two bent knees, and I'm using my obliques, the crunching in my obliques to make that happen. So as you can see, I'm trying not to straighten either one of my knees. Now, the other big distinction when we're doing this in the context of transferring our weight between 2 feet is that the hip, the side of the hip that's coming up is now going to be the same foot as the same side as the foot that I'm standing on. So I swing onto this foot and the hip comes up. Swing to get on the foot. Swing to get on the foot. Whereas when I did the piston, in order to get on my foot, I'm lifting on the opposite side. When I do the pendulum, I'm lifting on the same side, same side, same side. And sometimes it's helpful to actually lift the foot that you don't have the weight on so you can actually feel the hip, the difference between the two actions, okay? It's not that I would actually dance it like that. It's just an exercise in helping you become more aware of what your body is actually doing, okay? So the first step that we're going to apply this to is our basic one, okay? So we are going to do 8 steps in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is piston. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to transfer into pendulum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back into piston. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And pendulum, swing it over. 1, bend both knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. So in order to transition back into piston, which we do quite frequently do this transition in our Kizomba dancing, I need to then straighten this leg. So I did swing, and now I'm gonna straighten it so that I can drop the weight down and keep that hip lifted, okay? So that's gonna be our first exercise that we will do with music, is transitioning 8 steps in piston, 8 in pendulum. Now, another place where we can use either one of these actions or both combined is in our basic 2. So when I do my basic 2, we can do it as we have done already. 1, this is using just the piston action. Okay, so as you can see, dropping the weight, okay? Or we can do it using the pendulum action. So soften your knees, and you're gonna go swing up onto that side, swing, 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 swing. So this is a good one if you're wanting to add more emphasis to your hips in the basic 2. Adding the pendulum action in is a great way to do that. So again, keeping both knees soft, swing onto that leg, and then when you do your closure, swing, 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 swing. Throughout, keeping in mind that the trajectory of this movement is down and under. So imagine that your hips are like this big bell that are swinging up and down, not side to side. A bell does not go side to side. The bell goes up, down, okay? That's kind of what we're using. Now, you can also combine these 2 actions in your basic 2. So you could go piston, pendulum, piston, pendulum, piston, pendulum, piston, pendulum. So you see, just having access to more than one basic hip action is going to give you a lot of variety in how you choose to dance these very basic figures, okay? Now, I want to also talk about how we use this in our rocking actions, which we have been working on as well. So if I have my feet apart, obviously we've been doing rocking side to side with the piston. And then if I just gently bend both knees, I can also do that rocking with the pendulum. Swing, 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 swing. Okay, so when we do this with music, we'll do the same thing that we did in basic 2, 8 in piston and 8 in pendulum, and then back to piston. We'll also do the same thing, 1 foot in front. So piston, this is the action that we used on day 4. And now I can also bend both knees and do it with the pendulum. And then all I need to do to transition is straighten one knee, and then I can come back into my piston action. Okay, let's try it on the other side. And we go dropping down onto that standing knee. And pendulum. And back to piston, okay? Again, all I have to do to transition is bend the knee, bend both knees, sorry, and swing underneath. And then when I want to come back, I'm gonna straighten and then alternate bending and straightening the knees. So now I want to practice all of those basic figures. So our basic 1, our basic 2, rocking to the side and rocking forward and back, alternating between the piston and the pendulum action. We're going to do all of them half time first so that you can really get used to how to transition between the two, and then we'll repeat the whole thing again real time.
you so much for watching. It means more to me than you know. Don't forget to subscribe so we can keep this going together. And when you're ready to go deeper with me, everything is waiting for you in the description below. You can join my Patreon community for exclusive weekly content, explore the dancer method if you're ready to transform the way you move and live, or come dance with me in person on one of my Mexico retreats. There's something for everyone at every level, wherever you are in your journey, and I would love to have you. See you soon.